You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
Hi, my name is Valerie. I've been a resident of Winthrop for 23 years. I just want to tell you that the firemen, Winthrop firemen, saved my life 14 years ago. I would not be here if it wasn't for Group 3 and the Winthrop firefighters. I owe my life to them. They rescued me. I was in a burning house, 3rd floor, sound asleep, and I hear a knocking on the door, and it was a firefighter, and the whole place is inflamed. They covered me with a blanket, and I had to body surf down 4 flights of stairs, and they grabbed me and hugged me and counseled me, and they rushed me off into an ambulance, a waiting ambulance. If I wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be able to see my great nieces. I wouldn't be able to enjoy so many countless occasions with my family, my love of swimming, my love of books. And it's all because of the Winthrop firefighters. On another occasion, I was taking care of a dog, Frankie, an Airedale Terrier, and it was 4th of July, and he dropped dead. He was an older dog, and he dropped dead on my living room floor. And I called the 911, and the firefighters came once again, and they calmed me down, and they did everything everything to calm me down and take me away from the scene while they carried out the dead dog, so I didn't have to see him. All these countless, and then another time I was swimming, and I see a boat with the Winthrop Fire Department. Somebody saw me go in, and I was just taking my time swimming for a long time. And the Winthrop Fire Department came by in their rowboat, their motorboat, and made sure that I was okay. And so that's 3 times in my life that the Winthrop firefighters were there for me. And I love the guys, and they couldn't get enough money. I've been into the Shirley Street fire station, I've been upstairs, and I know they need a new firehouse, and they deserve it.
I was living down at the Strand, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and my whole bedroom illuminated. I thought it was a spaceship landing in the yard. I looked out, and the green property in between Winthrop and Deer Island was on fire. The fire department came, and it was massive. One of the fire trucks did catch on fire, and the fire department got it out very quickly, and nobody was hurt. There were strong winds. If they didn't get that put out right away, it could have illuminated the whole point, Shirley.
Hi, my name is Kay, and I live in Winthrop, and I wanted to share that the day that my house closed, a terrible fire broke out behind it, and I almost never got to live in my Winthrop home, thanks to Winthrop firefighters who acted quickly and carefully. I've been living in this home since 2011, and there have been countless medical emergencies, suspicious smells, lots of strange calls to the Winthrop Fire Department, who is reliable and wonderful, and we should take care of the people who take care of us. Vote yes. Thank you.
My name is Dawn Mahoney, and I want to tell you I had to call the fire department twice last year. One time when I went into AFib and passed out, and they were there immediately, and they were fantastic, and they got me to the hospital, and with them in the ambulance, they just got me stable. And then a few months later, I had an accident on my right shin, and I ripped my leg open, and they were there in matter of minutes, and they were there to help me. They stopped the bleeding, and they were fabulous. Our department needs to have top of the art equipment and stuff to work with in this day and age. I love them. Plus, I'm a firefighter's daughter, so there you go.
Hi, my name is Ralph Tufo, and I want to talk about an incident that occurred several years ago at my house. My wife and I were sitting around, and then we started smelling this odor. It smelled like, like an electrical fire somewhere, and we had no idea what was going on. But it was getting more and more intense. So we decided we better call the fire department, figure out what's going on. So they arrived immediately, detected the smell as an electrical fire coming from our basement, which had been done over previously by the previous owner. What had happened is that there was a slight leak from a pipe in the kitchen sink, and it was leaking down into the cellar, hitting a wire which was inappropriately wired by the former owner of the house. So there was a fire down there. We didn't know where. So the firemen came with their special equipment like heat detector, fire detector, saw where there was heat, tore down the wall and put out the fire. And luckily we were home. If we weren't home, then it could have been quite a large fire and doing a lot of damage to the house. So I was very appreciative of the fire department coming so quickly, detecting where the fire was and treating it immediately. So I'm all in support of the override for the new fire station. It's a necessity. It's for the safety of the people in Winthrop, also for the safety of the firefighters. And then there's another little lesson, I think, that we learned, but the previous owner of our house should have learned, is that if you're not an electrician, don't wire parts of your house, because you can set your house on fire. So we were lucky. The fire department came, found where the fire was, got rid of it quickly, and there was minimum damage. So I'm very appreciative of the fire department.
Oh, okay. So my name is Roseanne Triumphi Mazzucchelli. I live in Winthrop on Winthrop Shore Drive. And last year, I was involved in a car accident on Washington and Pleasant Street. I had stopped at a crosswalk to let a gentleman who had a baby carriage walk across the street, and I was struck from behind by a young driver who wasn't paying attention. And I was very blessed in all ways, because a fire truck was going back to the station, and 3 young firemen got out and they helped me. They make sure I was okay. And then an off-duty police officer, Officer Sacco, was also going home, and he saw the whole thing. So they all pulled over and they made sure I was okay. I had at the time refused medical assistance, but they wanted to make sure that there was nothing wrong with me physically. They stayed on scene until 2 tow trucks came and pulled our cars apart, because it took 2 tow trucks to pull us apart. There were no other injuries. I ended up going to the hospital a couple days later with severe concussion, and then I have back issues as a result. However, my main goal was to make sure nobody else got hurt, and I made sure that the young lady was okay that it struck me. But I couldn't praise the firefighters that were there and Officer Sacco more, because of what they did. Like I said, if you had to have an accident, it was the perfect timing, because of the fire truck going back to the station, Officer Sacco going back home, and they remained on scene until I was safe and driving away. So I'm truly grateful, and we are blessed to have such a dedicated fire and police department in our little town with quick response times.
Not too long ago, I called the fire department to assist me with my mother, who had fallen in the house at 1 in the morning. The fire department came and they assisted getting her out into the ambulance, and it was a very quick response, and I really appreciate what they had done for my mother. So thank you, gentlemen.
My name is Maureen McAdams, formerly Maureen Monahan. My father served on the fire department here in Winthrop for over 25 years and rescued and helped save children, homes, and I'd like to say that the Winthrop Fire Department deserves better treatment than they're getting. They need to have a good home to come to after they have been out in blizzards and floods, and they should be able to be warm and comfortable. This community has people serving it that are our family members. Treat them as such and give them a vote. They deserve it.
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.